Welcome, everyone, to our webinar, How Express Improves Site Search to Get Customers to the Right Products Faster Than Ever. I'm Judy Model, Editor of Retail Customer Experience. In a moment, I will introduce our speakers, but first I'd like to remind everyone to stick around for the entire presentation, as at the end you'll be able to submit questions. I also want to mention there's a full screen option for the slides on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And for those of you looking forward to the recording, keep an eye out in your inbox in the next day or two. In today's webinar, we'll be talking about solving the site search problem in the fashion e-commerce industry. Specifically, how Unbox played a crucial role in helping shoppers on Express.com find relevant products faster, they improved the overall customer experience, and they boosted search conversions. We have with us Dylan Telford, Product Manager at Express.com. Dylan is an omni-channel retail professional with over 11 years of hands-on specialty retail experience in brick-and-mortar and digital commerce environments. He is leading the evolution of the digital customer experience at Express.com and specializes in implementing new digital products that blur the line between in-store and online shopping. Next we have with us Monal Patel, Senior VP and Chief Business Officer at Unbox. Monal helps e-commerce companies solve product discovery problems and create growth by providing new and improved approaches to decision making. He has 15 years experience in the software retail industry and is a seasoned speaker at major events such as eTail West, Mivicon, Fashion Digital, eTail East. So now I'll hand it over to Monal.
Thank you, Judy. Welcome everyone to our webinar. So I'll tell you a little bit about Unbox, a 60-second background. Unbox is a California-based company with about 1,200 plus customers globally and 400 right here in the US. We've built products that help e-commerce companies create a unique and improved product discovery experience, which includes site search, personalized product recommendations, and navigation. What makes us unique is that we have solved a lot of product discovery problems that were not solved before, and our solution is optimized for online retailers of all sizes. Here's some of our customers. Of course, large brands like Express, Fresh Direct, one of the largest e-commerce grocery stores in the country, and Deborah Lipman, but also global enterprises like H.H. Gregg, Ashley Furniture, one of the largest furniture stores in the world. We also work with a lot of different platforms, including custom platforms, essentially making our solution platform agnostic. So for today's agenda, we are specifically focusing on the site search experience on Express.com. We'll understand what kind of shoppers do they have, what were the reasons for Express.com to prioritize site search, how Unbox helps them solve many site search challenges and improve shopper experience on Express.com. And finally, after all the hard work, what were the results after improvements from Unbox? We have here Dylan to help set the stage for today's conversation. So Dylan, can you please give us a quick brief about Express and the kind of shopping behavior you see on the site?
Absolutely. So the Express brand was founded in 1980 and is one of the leading fashion retailers in the United States. We have over 600 stores across the globe, and we started our first online store, Express.com, in 2008. For over 30 years, we've been a well-recognized fashion icon that offers the hottest styles for women and men. We also have many long-term loyal customers, both online and offline, and they continue to come to us for their fashion needs and typically have a higher order value than others. Out of the varying types of customers on Express.com, there are two main buckets that we like to analyze further, especially in context of site search. First are the device hoppers, and the second are the shopping behaviors of the different genders that join us. I'll start by talking about the device hopper first. Over half of Express's traffic online comes from mobile. The audience is very important to us. And tablet shoppers come to us as well, and though they're a smaller number of shoppers, they're very engaged and they're often visiting with a purpose. So whatever improvements we make to the site, it's absolutely essential for us to optimize for device hopping shoppers. And search is no different. Having said that, our approach to addressing device hoppers is a little different than you might hear in the industry. Everyone listening in is likely familiar with the phrase mobile first. At Express, we don't think this is the right approach for our customer experience. We don't believe in device first, be it desktop, mobile, tablet, or any other device. For us, it's about the customer's shopping preference being first, which is what we call their convenience journey. This means our goal is to convert the customer while they're shopping in the moment instead of introducing experiences that require a device change prior to making a buying decision. We are trying to specialize the experience for each device type to meet the convenience expectations of each shopper with the hope that retention and frequency will follow. Right now at Express.com, we notice that people are searching and browsing on mobile but buying more on desktop. The Unbox mobile search takes shoppers to the right products faster. This makes it easier for them to make a purchase decision while they're on the device that they're actively using. We want to encourage that behavior so we don't lose our mobile visitors and switching between devices. The other category we wanted to discuss was the shopping behavior by gender, and we'll start with men. So we've seen that men, in general, as they come to our site, are more goal-oriented shoppers. They often buy when the need is immediate, and they are focused on what they want, and they want to buy it and get out as quickly as possible. Convenience is extremely important to them, so give them a search that is convenient and takes them right to the product they're looking for. They really value that. Reducing the number of clicks or taps to purchase in any way is very important. In fashion retail, trending styles are important and can change quickly. Our male customers don't want to have to do a lot of scrolling to look at many options, especially to find something on trend. Instead, they want to know what's hot and have it readily available. So if your search functionality can deliver results that boost trends your shoppers have an affinity towards, it's definitely a winner. Unboxed Course search technology provides us with merchandising control on Express.com. So if a user spends more time with a product or a different style or a different trend, the system automatically learns their preferences and customizes their search experience. Conversely, we have found that women visiting our site tend to be a little bit more discovery-oriented shoppers and typically spend more time on the site than men when visiting. Additionally, they tend to be more open to suggestions that may be outside of their initial purpose for visiting. So things like popular products, recently viewed products, easy hopping between categories, these kind of activities and conveniences are very important to keep these customers engaged.
Thank you, Dylan. That's important because many retailers in the audience, I'm sure, would have recognized similar behavioral patterns like the device hoppers and the gender-based shopping on their website as well. So now let's talk a little bit about site search. There are many ways you can optimize an e-commerce site. So what are the specific reasons you chose site search, and what were the pain points you were looking to solve?
Sure. A good percentage of our total shoppers use site search, and not optimizing their experience for convenience was a wasted opportunity for us, and there's a lot of improvement here. And so there's typically two people that are using the site search. There's those that know exactly what they want and going directly to the product. And then there's the ones that would typically use browse, but they're having trouble for one reason or another locating the product that they want to purchase, and so they jump to search to get directly there. In both of these cases, the purchase intent is quite high, so you wouldn't want to disrupt their experience for any of these shoppers. That's the reason that you'll see search visitors convert much better than non-searchers.
That's correct, Dylan. And I think we've also seen that from an industry trend perspective. Search visitors sometimes convert up to 3 to 4 times higher than an average site visitor. And you might also agree with me that working on site search improvement can also be used as a very strong strategic advantage, especially against competition, because what we've observed is that although technologically advanced than most industries, e-commerce fashion retailers often have a tendency to watch and learn from their competition, sometimes maybe even without considering their own differentiators. But fixing site search, what we found, often has its own unique set of challenges. And for different retailers, a copy-paste or a me-too solution obviously doesn't work. But at the same time, you must enhance the shopping experience for your customers, which is why a great search functionality becomes an important asset, and in fashion e-commerce, especially to retain your loyal customers.
Yeah, but apart from making the most of these high-intent shoppers, specifically there were 2 main challenges that we were looking to solve with our new search vendor. First, relevancy was a big concern. As the previous search was not aligned with our vision of keeping our shoppers in their convenience journey, for example, This is a screenshot we took before we had unboxed, and you can see the shopper is looking for blue shorts. Even though we had plenty of blue shorts in stock for both men and women, it ranked blue pants above the fold, which is not what the shopper wanted to see. It was queries like this that made Unbox so appealing. Most search solutions use a usual text match pattern, which is fine to cater to one-word queries like skirts or bags. But if someone searches for, say, black shoes, by defaulting the search in the way of usual text matching, you wouldn't necessarily get exactly what the customer expects. This traditional search system will need more modification or recoding. And as always, we want to avoid customization when we're bringing in a new vendor and we're buying them with a purpose and expecting the result with the purpose. And Unbox has greatly improved our relevancy and provided results for users expecting what they were searching for to be displayed. Our second concern was merchandising was 100% manual for us. So anything from promoting new arrivals to adding synonyms, doing redirects for null pages, required a lot of time and effort from our operations team. Also, many of these changes had to be done with IT involvement, which was distracting to IT's other priorities. We wanted and needed a solution that could give us both flexibility and control, but could also automate a lot for us. Overall, both of these issues, relevancy and manual merchandising, resulted in a site search that was not usable or scalable. Unbox has given us the usability and scalability we need and more.
Thanks, Dylan. I'm sure a lot of retailers here would be able to relate to some of the same challenges, especially depending on IT. Every time you have to get a new synonym added to the corpus or manually redirecting for zero results pages every week is all too familiar and painful for e-commerce merchandising and marketing teams. Next, I remember while you were going through this pain, there was a thorough evaluation process to find the right partner. Can you talk more about that process?
Sure. So we had a very detailed RFP process. We were clear we wanted to solve site search problems, but we're also looking for the automation that would help us with the manual operations. So we reached out to multiple vendors with a list of about 200 questions. This helped us narrow down to 7 vendors, and after a lot of internal evaluation discussions, we decided on a proof of concept with Unbox.
So what about Unbox stood out for Express during this RFP process?
I think 3 things pushed us towards the Unbox decision. First, we were thoroughly impressed with the technology, which was far beyond what we were seeing from the other vendors. It was really important for us to have a solution that could scale with us, and we didn't have any doubt about Unbox. Second, the approach to implementation, where you promised that the heavy lifting would be done by the Unbox team. Your team worked closely to ensure minimal impact to our IT resources, which meant a lot because IT resource crunch is always a problem for retailers like us. The delivery was on time, only took about 8 weeks, and met all of our expectations. The solution was optimized for several different query types out of the gate without having to do anything manually. Lastly, the risk-free POC helped take the plunge very confidently. I remember you told us, if the sun is not shining in Columbus, we can cancel the agreement.
Yeah, we were confident in our ability to help and prove that our solution would deliver value. So Dylan, can you expand on that 90-day POC and your experience with Unbox during those first 90 days?
Absolutely. This is one of the most exciting pieces for us. So we had the 90-day POC available, which was sufficient for us to evaluate the ROI from Unbox. The results, regardless, were so strong in our A/B tests within the first 3 weeks that we didn't want to wait anymore. So after only 23 days, we decided to put 100% search traffic to Unbox and not wait the whole 90 days. That was my overall experience.
That's fantastic. So when we started with the implementation for Express.com, the focus was to deliver an experience that incorporated Express's business differentiator, not only helping shoppers take buying decisions quickly, but also provide Express superior merchandising control so they can apply business decisions into their products based on what the business wanted without any IT help. That was the goal, and we are glad we were able to deliver that. Now, I think our audience should have a good idea about the challenges Express faced and your expectations from the site search solution. Would you mind talking about the search experience on your website now, and if you still face any of those challenges you mentioned earlier?
Absolutely. Unboxed was definitely addressed our concerns we discussed earlier. They help shoppers reach relevant products faster. And the merchandising process is more robust and scalable for us while tremendously minimizing manual effort for our team. So shoppers nowadays expect relevant results wherever they search and however they search. Unboxed site search definitely identify the product name and can separate it from other attributes. You can see examples of that on the screen here. This helps them to understand the shopper's intent and deliver relevant results.
That's correct, Dylan. So our machine learning algorithms provide different scores to the product name and their attributes based on their relevancy for the searched query. This helps the system decide the ranking order of the products correctly based on the shopping intent. So another aspect of relevance that I'd like to emphasize here is the Unboxed diversity algorithm, which ensures better product discovery and engagement. Most shoppers spend an average of, say, 30 seconds per session to view a maximum of about 15 search results. Top retailers understand how important it is to make the most of those 30 seconds through diverse and fresh results. Your most relevant product should be placed up top. Otherwise, the onus is completely on the shopper to scroll and visit more pages to find the product that they want. And that's never a good idea. So like in the image here, you can see how we are showing different styles of clothing for the query read. This helps in two ways. The system begins to understand the style preferences of the shopper. And second, it helps retailers optimize their first fold, which is pretty important to engage shoppers and to help them reach their product faster.
That's correct. One more thing I'd like to add about the system's capability to automatically display the right color variant is in results to match the search query is our previous search, you might be looking for, we'll say, white shirt, and usually we'd have a lot of inventory and we'd have plenty of products that we can show as white shirt, but even though that option was within the product style itself, you'd see green shirts and blue shirts as the actual image facing the customer. And that's not what they were expecting to see. So Unboxed is actually, as you can see here, showing all white on a white shirt search, which is what the customer is expecting. Even in cases where they don't have an exact color match, they can still bring the right products forward. So for instance, if you're searching for something like a ruby pendant, but your catalog only has something called a red pendant, Unboxed color synonym corpus understands that red and ruby are related and will still show the correct product to the customer. You can see the image on the screen again. We searched white, we got white, and that's definitely going to get customer the right product faster.
Thanks, Dylan. That was really helpful. So we understand now why it is so important to fix relevancy. But what we have observed is that fixing relevancy isn't enough. That's because not all search queries are the same. Unboxed, we've analyzed that there are up to 12 different types of queries on e-commerce websites. And we've observed that fixing only relevancy doesn't address the right intent for each of those queries. This is where design comes in. Even the relevancy engines might require enough signals to understand what the shopper might be looking for. This is where a well-designed, visually guided search solution comes into play. And that's why when we are doing the implementation for on Express.com, we not only focused on great search functionality, but also an engaging visual design.
That's right, Mono. The Unboxed Visual Auto Suggest is a key contributor to this on our site. Shoppers can see popular products, popular searches, as well as category suggestions. This helps them frame up their search better and reduces errors. Guided search helps shoppers to easily drill down to relevant categories, which shortens their path to purchase. There are many ways this pushes shoppers closer to making a purchase decision. With the Unboxed Visual Auto Suggest, we can now display popular products for each query suggestion, as you can see in the image here. And I think an important thing to call out is we are actually highlighted on just one option in the Auto Suggest. Any of those options that you highlight will return different results. These results are mainly curated by the system based on what products are popular or trending. Is that right, Mono?
That's correct. So this involves tracking aggregate data to some extent from social media websites, etc., to see what customers outside your website are looking at, sharing, or showing an interest in, and also the shopping behavior on Express.com as well.
Right? Showing popular products like that works as a great validation tool as well. It makes people more inclined to buy. On this slide, you can see how guided search works on our website now. So the visual autocomplete in the context of a brick and mortar store, it's good to think of it sometimes as the aisles that shoppers are going down, allowing them to kind of take their pick. As soon as the shopper starts buying or typing a query on express.com, the intelligent autocomplete shows the scope of categories that they might be interested in. It highlights trending, popular products for each query suggestion. It also has top popular queries. So we really are giving enough suggestions that there's something that should really tie somebody into where they're trying to go. What this does is also helps gauge the intent of the user while also guiding the shopper to the right product, setting them up to quickly refine to the category they want to be in. This also reduces the number of clicks required to reach the product they want to buy. For us, desktop search wasn't enough. Like other retailers, I'm sure everybody on the phone, we need a solution that was optimized for mobile experiences as well. So our Unbox mobile search addressed the challenges of mobile pretty well. So we hear about things like typing avoidance, slower bandwidth, and those are two limitations that are just going to be inherent on mobile devices and can greatly influence shoppers' behavior on mobile sites. The type ahead pattern converts these mobile limitations into opportunities to create better experiences by minimizing the amount of typing and maximizing the use of the limited bandwidth. The idea for the type ahead is simple. Give customers a way to narrow their search query using popular keywords without typing. So fewer taps to the screen to get to the end result. Our mobile auto suggest, as you can see, helps achieve that easily for shoppers on Express's mobile site. To ensure optimum utilization of bandwidth, you might notice that we don't have the same suggested products, the images on here. It takes up some of the screen space, but it's also just a little bit more of a load to put those in, and so we wanted to keep it fast and direct for the customers. Also, coming back to the concept of displaying optimal results above the fold that Monal talked about earlier, it's even more important on mobile. What many retailers usually do is display results for the same style kind of grouped together, and that's what you see in the initial view above the fold. Because of a limited screen size on mobile, shoppers unnecessarily have to engage in a lot of scrolling to get the products they want. And this makes for an annoying mobile experience and can cause shoppers to abandon quickly. On the screen, you can see how Unbox ensures diversity to shoppers on our mobile website. This helps us keep the shoppers in the convenience journey when shopping on mobile.
Well, thanks, Dylan. It definitely feels really good and great to see what we've achieved with Express. And I hope we can continue to improve on the performance in our monthly meetings as well. When we start working with our customers, the goal is definitely to show an immediate before and after impact. But as our algorithms begin to learn the customer behavior on your site, we are able to continue delivering better results with time. So the benchmark then shifts from before and after Unbox to measuring performance month on month with Unbox. And I'm sure, Dylan, you must have seen that in our post-live support as well.
That's right. And I think it came to a great relief to our entire team after implementing Unbox. We were saving so much time and effort on merchandising. Not only did you guys automate a lot of this for us, but also made it more efficient. We wanted a solution that could be flexible and give us the control we needed, but also automated the steps so that when we did after work, it was light and everything else just kind of happened, which I'm excited about. Unbox definitely delivered this. Now let's say you want to promote a particular style. For Unbox, before Unbox actually, we would first start with analyzing our data. So we'd pull everything in and we would try to figure out what customers were showing interest in. And then we'd have a few styles. We'd have merchandising goals, whether they be new products or something that wasn't turning as fast as we expected, that we'd want to promote as well. Then we had to prioritize everything and then do all that manual work to get it delivered. So even after putting these hours in, the results were only curated for the average customer behavior, and it was the average customer behavior after all of that work and that prioritization to promote it. So we weren't even moving as fast as fashion moves, and in fashion that doesn't work because the average should organically move with the trends. This made it very important to have a solution that's self-learning and scalable. With Unbox, it takes us 2 minutes to get this set up in the back end, and we're good to go. So spell checks as well. State of spell checks was a pretty similar experience. You're going to hear a lot of manual as this thing keeps going on for our previous experience. We can't control customers' language or grammar, and I always like to call out that we can't control mine either. But we were creating synonyms manually for every spell error, and would encounter on the we'd encounter these on the website, put in the manual synonym, and it's just not scalable to keep checking everybody's work. So without spell check, we'd get 0 results pages often, and unfortunately the 0 results page would sometimes be the way that we would know to set up the synonym, and it's causing a high bounce rate and search exit rates. Now with Unbox, we can automatically offer correct suggestions for any misspelled queries on the site. This is a huge relief as it eliminates the need to manually add customized list of synonyms to match the customer terminology. It saves a lot of time. So I've seen many retailers in the category face the same problem. We were no different. So if you look on the left, our previous site search capabilities didn't allow us to optimize for null searches people were getting on our site. To combat this, we had a manual pull of reports every week for no results, and we would do manual redirects for some of the popular queries, and I'd like to say some because we can't catch all when we're doing it manually. On occasion, we would inadvertently redirect shoppers to a page they were not interested in because the intent was actually different than what we saw. So again, self-learning systems that understood in real time the buying intent of shoppers was key. As a result, shoppers would see a customized product recommendations based on what they've been doing on the site. So their browsing patterns, their just behaviors that they've been doing as they shop around. We would use that to provide the right products to them, and it reduces abandon rates from 0 results page. Also, Unbox Merchandising Workbench allows us to curate specific products for those queries, which allows Express to present customers the closest relevant products, and we can do it in minutes. So, with the holiday season around the corner, we need to ensure that we had a search that can meet our increase in demand. So stress testing Unbox made us even more confident in their capabilities as we accomplished great performance with simulations of traffic significantly higher than our projected peak visits. We know they can scale up, they can scale out, and depending on our needs, we can get what we need done without interruption to the customer and also without any intervention from our team. So in the end, I think nothing says it better than the numbers. And you can see these up on the screen here. Our search conversions with Unbox improved by over 18%. The orders from site search improved by over 16%. A lot of this is likely related to add to bags for customers using site search increased by over 20%. And additionally, since we had a better experience, even the percentage of people using site search increased by over 30%. Now, it's not just about the numbers though. Unbox gave us peace of mind so we could focus on other things while they take care of search. Scaling the merchandising solution is now so much easier as we do not have to depend on manual work to get things done once we have set up things in the system. Unbox does a great job of automating and optimizing for us. It's important to remember though that the improved site search was a great leap forward for us. But search won't magically sell your products for you. It makes them more accessible. It is a strong tool to meet your customers' convenience expectations. But the rest of your site, everything after search, is still crucial to the final order conversion. Having said that, Unbox Site Search has definitely been one of the most successful projects for Express. So much so that we've just gone live with their product recommendation solution as well. And we are confident that we will be able to repeat the success we saw with site search with this recommendations engine and plan to continue to collaborate with Unbox in the future.
Thanks a lot for taking out the time to do this, Dylan, and we really appreciate the kind words and support. It's great to hear fantastic stories from happy customers and know that we are making a difference for your customers as well. And we'll soon take questions now from the audience. But before we do that, for those of you who are interested in getting a free custom product discovery analysis of your website, you can please send an email to marketing@unbox.com with the subject line webinar, and we'll be in touch. We've created this report for all our customers, and it's a great starting point to evaluate your current customer experiences and to uncover some challenges similar to Express or maybe different based on your business. So if you're interested in getting your exclusive copy for your website, feel free to drop us a line. I'll hand it over to Judy now.
Hey,
Judy?
great. That was a great presentation, Mona and Dylan, and I think there was a lot of great information, a lot of insight that our readers don't typically get. So we're going to move to the Q&A, and our first question is for Mona. Can you talk a little bit about how you track search conversions?
It's a great question. So typically, if you're using an analytics tool like Google Analytics or Omniture or Core Metrics, you might see that the experience where a customer is searching for something, but they don't buy from search, and in the same session they go through the navigation experience and end up buying something. Google or Omniture will tell you that that search visit had a conversion. While that's true, it's a little misleading. So what Unbox does slightly differently is that we actually track the analytics directly from search. So if a customer does not buy from search, search does not get the benefit of that conversion. This helps in evaluating after the fact to realize that if there are certain queries that are not performing well, you can actually evaluate and see what might be happening. Maybe the best-selling products have run out of inventory, or maybe the merchandising that was done was necessarily not as optimal as expected. So this way, tracking of conversions directly from search is extremely important. That's how differently Unbox does it.
Okay, great. The second question is for Dylan. How was the integration experience with Unbox with regards to communication and project management?
So something that I didn't say directly in the presentation that I think should make clear here is it's partnership, partnership, partnership. The partnership between Express and Unbox has been absolutely fantastic. And when I say has been instead of was, it's ongoing. It continues to be very clear, open lines of communication. And so during our actual integration, we had a minimum of 2 touch points per week where we were talking to Unbox, but as things came up, we made sure that we raised them and moved forward. And it's just outstanding to work with a partner that is solution-oriented as opposed to selling a product. Now, joking aside, they did help us sell products on our site, but they really came forward and gave us a solution. And as we met challenges that, frankly, most of them were on the side of our data, we found ways to make it work that would be scaled and be able to continue through years. So the communication was great. Project management, we had internal and external project management, meaning Unbox had drivers on their side, we had drivers on our side, and they just met up beautifully.
Wow, that's great. The third question, I think, is for Mona. What is an average percentage of shoppers who use the search box on retail websites? I guess they want to know if you guys have any data on that.
Got it. So typically the industry data is, and it varies by vertical. So if you're a mass merchant, the percentage might be a lot higher. Sometimes it's over 50%. If you're a specialty small retailer, it might be somewhere closer to 10, 20, 30%. So it depends and varies depending on what vertical you are in and what you're selling. But as an average or rule of thumb, 1/3 of your traffic is probably using site search.
Wow, that's a lot higher than I thought of. So I think that concludes our webinar for today. It's been a terrific presentation. I want to thank everybody for attending, and I hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.